part 2 on speaking powerful words, or the words we speak. Being proactive as a front desk manager meant that you have to use all of your skills. My channel is about applying all your skills to survive in a concrete jungle. I remember seeing a documentary one time. There was a young lady in a foreign country. She was saying that her grandmother taught her everything to survive in that environment. And she did. She learned it. And she passed it on to her children. Applying all your skills to survive. And being a front desk manager, you have to be very proactive. At least, I'll say again, I felt compelled to solve problems, to get things done. For instance, one time when we first got our our team, I think it was 4 people. They had switched our ties off and gave us a different type of tie. And I went home and reconstructed mine and made it thinner. These ties were really wide and long, so I reconstructed mine and I put a clip on it. I came back to work and my co-workers saw it and they thought, well, that tie looks different. That tie where'd you get that tie? I said, well, it's the same tie you have. I just went home and hacked it, and I just made it slimmer and put a clip on it, so to save time putting it on, because a lot of them were having problems trying to actually tie their ties. But I took 2 of their ties, 2 of the female co-workers, and downsized for them, and they showed their appreciation. They were very thankful. But being proactive is very important, and speaking powerful words. In my building were a lot of college students with the University of Miami from all over the place. Remember one from Saudi Arabia. He would come by my desk, and a lot of them would come by just chat. You know, they would have time, someone to talk to. I mean, you couldn't get away from them. And one of them asked me about, I was always sharing projects I was doing, and video projects and designing stuff. And one of them asked me one time, he was talking about my skydiving experience, and I told him. He was so excited. His dad sent his older brother from Saudi Arabia and came down to Miami, and he went and jumped out of that plane because of what I shared with him. And he sent me this, he gave me a copy of his skydive CD, and there he is. I mean, he enjoyed himself. I mean, just imagine motivating someone that's from a whole nother generation, inspiring them to do things, to move forward, and to do things they probably would not normally have done. I remember back when I was in my 20s in the Army, and I would see some of the soldiers look depressed or just feel unhappy. I would go over and on purpose would start a fight with them to get their minds off of what was bothering them. And once they realized why I did that, they would come and thank me for intervening. It wasn't always where I am. It took years for me to come out of my shyness shell and to begin to engage people. I wasn't to be kind of bored and lonely and kind of depressing, just not really knowing what I want to do or what I'm supposed to be doing. And that was a downtime for me. I couldn't be around a lot of people, and I was uncomfortable. But once I tried different things and found out what works, what doesn't work, then I began to engage people and to pull them out of their shells themselves, and to motivate them. And the more I did it, the more effective I seen it was, the more I wanted to do it. And now I do it on purpose when I see someone that's around me that's not feeling well or down, or try to get them to smile or laugh or open up and be more relaxed. powerful words to people when they come around you. It's important people feel well. They might not remember everything you say, but they're going to know how you make them feel. I had a friend that's an airplane pilot, or have a friend that's an airplane pilot. One day I told him, someone walked past my desk and said that looks like a boring job to just sit there. Very boring. And his response to me when I told him that, he said, they don't have a clue. They do not know all the stuff that you do. Poor people. Sometimes there were domestic issues in the building, I remember, and you get to know the families, the husbands, the wives, the visitors, the cousins, the uncles, the aunts, the grandkids. And I would practice and make it a point to learn all of their names. Could you imagine the whole family coming and you calling them as they pass by you by their names? That just impressed them. Remember one time I was on the farm range one time and just wondering, a lot of times I would just sit around and wonder, I'm supposed to be doing something else. This is not just it. I'm supposed to be doing something else. I just didn't know what it was. I would do a lot of thinking, and my friends would come and ask me, what you thinking about? What's on your mind? You seem to be staring into space and you're thinking about something, so what are you thinking about? In Miami, you met a lot of people from all over the place, Dominican Republic of China, Japan, Cuba and Haiti, Chile, Nicaragua, Bolivia, and a lot of them became my friends. And I was able to share information with them, speak powerful words to them, and encourage them. And people would just like to be around you just because of your being motivated. I had a chart one time drawn out of a hydrogen generator that I was working on, a design. I had a big construction paper on my desk, and some college students had walked past. They were all females, and one of them, I think she was from Saudi Arabia. She asked me what was I doing, and I told her you wouldn't understand. Her response was, I have a degree in engineering. I said, oh, and I began to explain to her what I was doing, and she said she was amazed. Diversity 2, motivating people. Do you speak powerful words?